Hello everyone and welcome to another Tempo Storm Wild Meta video, where we highlight decks and strategies you can use to become legendary on the Hearthstone Wild Ladder. In today's video, we're going to discuss the latest additions to the Hearthstone Hall of Fame, Mind Blast and Vanish, and showcase decks built around those cards for you to try out on the Wild Ladder. On June 24th, 2019, Blizzard announced an update to their design philosophy, with an emphasis placed on establishing class identities as a focus of the basic and classic sets. Since these sets are evergreen, they're meant to always be available to Hearthstone players in the standard format, so it's important that these cards be representative of the class's strengths and weaknesses. Also in this announcement, Blizzard made an unprecedented move in announcing the first cards from the basic set to be rotated into the Hall of Fame, Mind Blast and Vanish. According to Blizzard, these cards are being moved to the Hall of Fame not because of their power level, but because they don't fit with the identity of their respective classes. From their perspective, Priest is not meant to have direct damage spells, and Rogue is not meant to have a full board clear, so those cards are being replaced with cards more representative of their classes. This is a controversial decision within the Hearthstone community. On one hand, it's a positive sign that Blizzard is willing to make these changes to shake up the game in the middle of the expansion life. On the other hand, these changes come in lieu of other possible balance changes that have been frequently requested by the community. One thing we can be certain of, with the addition of these cards to the Hall of Fame, the difference between Wild and Standard formats are more pronounced than ever. Mind Blast and Vanish remain unchanged in Wild, so if you're a fan of those cards, now is an excellent time to give Wild a try. We've featured 4 Wild exclusive decks to showcase these cards in this video, but to keep an eye out for even more decks and card spotlights, be sure to subscribe to the Tempo Storm Hearthstone channel. The first deck we'll feature is the Mind Blast combo version of Dragon Priest. Dragon Priest has a long history in Wild, featuring above-curve threats, value generation, and one of the most mana-efficient board clears in the game. What makes this version of the deck special is the presence of Mind Blast, not only as a finisher but as an over-the-top combo in its own right. Here's how it works. Spend the game managing the opponent's board with your Dragon package while using Shadow Visions to draw multiple copies of Mind Blast. Going into the late game with a stable board, play Alexstrasza to put your opponent to 15 health. Then, on the following turn, play Archmage Vargoth with double Mind Blast to deal the 15, or Prophet Velen with double Mind Blast after an Emperor Thaurissan tick to deal 20. Even if you can't get this combo off, thanks to chip damage from your dragons and Shadow Reaper Anduin, there are many possible ways to win depending on your situation. So if you're looking for a deck with power and flexibility, Dragon Priest is a solid pick. The next featured deck also uses Mind Blast combos but features a completely different approach. The Big Burn Priest deck revolves around the power of the Priest class Resurrection engine, playing Barnes and Shadow Essence to fuel effects like Eternal Servitude and Diamond Spellstone. Unlike the popular Big Priest deck that relies on beating down your opponent with minions like Katrina Muerte and the Lich King, Big Burn Priest deck plays minions like Malygos and Prophet Velen that amplify damage spells, alongside Emperor Thaurissan to provide discounts to fuel a massive combo turn. With the Emperor discount, you can play Diamond Spellstone or Xerax Cloning Gallery to summon Malygos and Prophet Velen together, then double Mind Blast to deal 40 damage in one turn. That's just one example of the insane damage combos possible with this deck. So if you're looking to break away from the Big Priest mold, the Big Burn version is worth checking out. Moving on from Mind Blast, let's showcase a deck that most standard players are familiar with, but whose existence in the standard format is threatened by the loss of Vanish. Pogo Rogue has seen a surge of popularity after the buff of Pogo Hopper from the Rise of the Mech event, but the rotation of Vanish to the Hall of Fame takes from the deck one of its most crucial board management tools. It's not clear what the future has in store for Pogo Rogue in Standard, but in Wild, Vanish is here to stay, and using it to replay your Pogo Hoppers after a full board reset is still a big part of the deck's arsenal. Just like in Standard, the Wild version of this deck aims to draw through itself quickly in order to play and replay Pogo Hopper over and over again. However, this version also includes powerful and fun Wild exclusive tools such as Bran Bronzebeard, Sonya Shadow Dancer, Zola the Gorgon, and Valera the Hollow to generate even more value and help you build an army of massive Pogo Hoppers. If you love the standard version of this deck, now is an excellent time to give the Wild version a try. Our final spotlight deck showcasing Vanish may not be a force to be reckoned with in the meta, but it is a deck with a lot of potential for serious fun. Dubbed Mill Rogue, the goal of the deck is to use the battle cry of Cold Light Oracle over and over again to force your opponent to overdraw most of their deck, winning exclusively in fatigue. Combine Cold Light Oracle with Shadow Step, Bran Bronzebeard, and Valera the Hollow to draw even more cards, and use Lab Recruiter to shuffle even more Cold Lights back into your deck. Vanish again pulls double duty in this deck as another copy of Shadow Step and a board reset to help you buy the time you need to deck your opponent out. Milrogue is the classic defensive rogue archetype, which struggles greatly against aggression but is very strong against slow decks like Big Priest, since the combination of Vanish and Sap with Cold Light Oracle makes it hard for the priest to ever get a foothold. If you enjoy disruptive combo decks, make sure to give Milrogue a try. In conclusion, the rotation of Mind Blast and Vanish to the Hall of Fame is big news for the future of Hearthstone. Although we have to say goodbye to these cards in Standard, they continue to have a place in Wild. Wild is crucial to maintaining the legacy of Hearthstone, so be sure to hold on to your Mind Blast and Vanishes as they're sure to be relevant in the future. Wild is a wide open format with many powerful and fun decks to try, so be sure to subscribe to the Tempo Storm Hearthstone channel to keep up to date with our Wild Hearthstone content. Let us know in the comments what decks you'd like us to feature next. Thanks for watching.